Hi.
Hey,
I was running around trying to find something to put on my head.
I
I was like,
was, I found a Woody doll. I was just gonna put this stuff, but I was just like, that's so corny.
Woody.
Your thing. I don't know what to do. You all know how to do this. Go ahead.
I've got my
All of them know.
Pop Solo that isn't charged because I can't find my charger for my Pop Solo. So my pop. Oh my Jesus! I'm putting this down. Look at you, Shahida.
What's her name though? What's her name? Woody and what?
Who are they?
Woody. This is Jesse.
Oh, I thought it was Umani.
We could call her Umani.
Gonna be.
We need to paint her brown because we need some brown cowboys after watching, The Harder They Fall.
I'm telling you, I told you, The Harder They Fall. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a big hit.
Listen, that's why I got my big hair today because I'm doing my Steamboat Mary. Yeah.
Wait. Stagecoach.
I said Steamboat.
She's
Steamboat Mary.
And then I saw, okay, before we just start, I did want to say just one thing since we're talking about The Harder They Fall. Do you understand why they picked the actress that they picked instead of picking somebody that actually looked like Stagecoach Mary?
No, I didn't get that because I saw the post and I was like, wait a minute.
People were just like really bitching about colorism but the woman who actually was her was much older. You needed a love interest. It could have been, they were saying it should have been Leslie, what's her name? Jones? Leslie, the one from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
First of all, it's an amalgamation of all these different, a fantasy story based on true people. They weren't all alive at the same time.
I know.
They put them all together. So
what did you say at first? You said it was a what?
Amalgamation.
Oh, look at you. Look, I'm gonna have to look that up. I haven't heard that word.
Amalgamation is like
I sussed that out what it meant, but I'm just saying I hadn't heard the word.
All I have to say, and I always say this, I'll go back to this.
What?
I don't hear anybody's BS if they have Chadwick Boseman as Thurgood Marshall. That's all I got to say.
That is true. Yeah. You're right. And
right back and say, well, if you want to talk about it should be browner, how about the Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, who is near white looking,
passing,
and the same dude who played James Brown? Come on. Come on, and Jackie Robinson.
I don't think I heard anybody complain about that.
Exactly.
No, the other way around.
Exactly.
Let me just say this. They showed the actual characters, the actual people next to the actors that were portraying them. And they made it very clear online that this is, these are real people. But we are like not factualizing it. What's the word?
It's an amalgamation.
It.
Right. The whole thing was fiction. Like you said, some weren't even alive at the same time and they didn't know each other.
I get it. I'm listen, I don't care with the colorism. I don't even want to have this discussion with The Harder They Fall. All I'm saying is The Harder They Fall was one of the dopest best ass movies. That's in my top 3. And I've watched that like 2 times now. The soundtrack is bomb. The acting is bomb. I'm all for it. So don't come at me talking about colorism and everything. Nah, I'm good.
It was excellent. It was actually, I wish I could watch it with Darius, but it's a little bit much, but it's good.
Did you watch the 30-minute conversation that I had after that I emailed?
I watched 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's good.
I watched it and it was fantastic. And I was a little jealous. I was a little jelly, Chris, because I was like, fucking Chris. As I was watching, I was like, fucking Chris. I wish I was there. I'd have been sitting there like, yes! Well, I've been sitting there like, I'm illegally recording.
And tonight I'm going to go, or this week I'm going to see the the licorice something, Paul Thomas Anderson's new film. Anyway, let's not talk about this kind of stuff.
I know. We're
married at
right,
first.
I'm sorry. I did
Right.
that.
But it is okay. So we're
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I'm getting tired of these people.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of all of them. You know what I mean?
You know,
I think they need to truncate it a little bit, make it shorter, because I can't stand even the ones I liked. I can't stand them anymore. I cannot stand them anymore. I don't even want to see you.
This wasn't a good season. It really was not a good season, because I really fell off on them a while ago. It's hard for me to watch 2 hours of these people.
No one is in love. No one is in love. No one is in love. I don't believe the Jose and fucking Rachel. I don't believe that. Fucking, that's not real love. Merla and so-and-so, she just loves herself and she wants someone to be her plus one. And he's cheap as fuck and he's not going to stand for that. That's going to be their downfall. And Brett and obviously they hate each other. Mikhail and so-and-so, that's just exhausting.
Yeah.
And who's the last one? Oh, and Johnny and Bao? That was the one thing that I could glom onto, thinking like, oh, this would be a nice match, traditional. Now I can't stand Johnny at all. I still like Bao, but
yeah.
I'm
all right,
sick of
let's jump in. Who are we gonna start with? Go ahead.
Let's start with, let's just start and end real quick. Because like we talked earlier, this is gonna be a really quick podcast because let's start with the couple that we thought was going to make it. Gil and Merla.
Oh, Gil and Merla. Okay.
Gil and Merla.
I still think they're going to make it.
I still do too.
Nope. Okay. And a hell to them. Listen, Merla, Gil shitted on Merla the last episode and was all in her about, you're a brat. There's a word, that brat. He was getting in her and she was just like, okay. And she wasn't saying shit. She was like looking at him like,
because she knew.
No, it wasn't like she knows it, but she was looking at him like, wow, you really shitting on me, right? The eyes say everything. She was just like, she was processing what he was saying. And she was like, okay, I'm not going to dignify that with a response. I'm just going to end this shit right now. He fucking shitted on her this previous episode. And I am thinking that, and I'm really hoping, because I am so team Merla now. Because, bro, you called your mama. You was all up in this shit. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Viola Davis name?
No. Gil was showed his whole natural ass, Chris. Showed his whole natural ass. He ain't even trying to work with her. He is just so, I think Gil is just so intimidated at the fact that she makes her money and she does what she does. And he's like, nah, I'm not true. She's not budging. She wants to live how she wants to live. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, Then he got his mother on the horn. No, I'm thinking that, here's my prediction. I'm going to end this shit right now, and I'm going to let y'all talk. I have a feeling that Gil's going to be like, well, I want to make this work. I'm going to say yes. I hope they go with him first, because I want her ass to be like, yeah, no, I want to divorce. Because you ain't going to change me. Sorry, not sorry. Because your broke ass, I'm making good money, and I live a certain lifestyle. Just because your ass is busted and disgusted, no, I shouldn't have to change my lifestyle for you. I might carry you. I'll carry you on with me and make you happy. But no, I'm not doubling down. Go ahead.
I didn't necessarily read it like that. I felt like the things that he said were valid. I think he was not upset, but he probably could have been a little bit more tactful. But one of the things that he said that struck me was that he said to her, you shit on people who are not at your level. So I don't know what their discussions have been privately. And think about it, we really haven't seen much of either of them in private or intimate moments, or even just dealing with each other outside of the group. It's very, very, very little that we see them. And I can see Merla being that person that he described. And I felt like when she was listening to him, she recognizes it too. She's not a nice person. She really is not. I don't see niceness in her. And as far as the money goes, I've always been on the side that he needs to ease up and let it go to a point. It seems like there's a issue. He's just started his career, and she said she's in the middle of his. So it's going to be a while before he makes that. And if he can't get over it, then it's a problem. But I don't feel like the money is much of it. I feel like it's an issue for him, but I feel like it's her personality more so than anything. That's what I get.
Chris?
I think that he needed to tell her who she really is, which she did. I think the money part of it is, yes, he don't have as much as her, but the fact that he was making about, if we're going to save to go, remember he said if we're going to save to get to a certain extent to buy a house in 3 years, if you're not buying Louboutin shoes every whatever, remember he said that?
Mm-hmm.
If you're, we can get there faster with the two of us. And she's like, well, remember, she's like, how many a week or a month or something? Now I understand that's her MO, and she wants to, now that she has money, she wants to be there, but he is the only person in the world that wants to deal with her. He's the only, and she knows that. She knows that he's the only person that can have patience with her, will be there. Yes, the money thing is going to be an issue, and it is the issue for most people in relationships. That's the number one issue of why relationships don't work out. So, but it's her stank attitude. No, all the couples are not necessarily equal financially, but telling you, I think that I'm so glad that he at least is stepping up for what he wants and what he thinks, and telling her about herself, because she does have a stank attitude, not with money, but with people. She's awful. And remember, they have to say nasty. What are the things they remember in this show? They have to say, well, what are the bad things about her, or what are the things that are going to be an issue? And he's got to come up with something. He's still going to marry her. I mean, they're going to still be together. But her stank attitude is the real stickler there. So.
And I don't think he's any different. I don't think he said anything so different than as he has since day one. I was kind of confused by the internet when they were like, he showed his ass, and he's been saying the same thing every single week. Every single week.
Go ahead.
I got to put my finger because, our fans are like, Tanya, you always cutting everybody off. So I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. So, Shanita, I agree with you on the fact that he said to her, she's always shitting on people that aren't on her level. I agree with that, because she does do that. And she has her flaws where she's like, in her facial expressions, she just thinks she's so much better. But
it's all the time.
It is all the time.
Ooh.
It is all the time. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to the reality of things, she is who she is. I don't like it. He doesn't like it. None of us likes it.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, why should she? She's got a good chunk of change in the bank, according to him, according to Gil. She's got a good chunk of change in the bank. And he's like, well, we got to save for a house. We got to do this. And she's like, bro, I got my money. Why should I have to? And I agree with her on this. Why should she have to sacrifice? She saved her money. She's got a chunk of money in the bank, and she's got the opportunity to go and shop and buy her Louboutins, her Gucci belt, her Hermes belts, whatever the fuck she buys. And why should she have to sacrifice what she has done and saved and has the ability to purchase? Because he ain't got no money.
Because she wants to be married. And if she wants to be single, she shouldn't have done it in the first place then. That's the whole reason why that's why she's doing it. Otherwise, she'd have been out single on her own and doing her own thing with all her money. No. She wants to be married and have a +1 to do her things with. That's why she's doing it. And in a marriage, you're going to have to compromise something. If you want to build something with someone, it's not like he's on the couch with no job. He's got a job and he's been sending money back to Colombia. That's where all
that's the problem. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's your problem. You want to send money back to your mother and your family and your kinfolk.
If they're married, they become your problem.
Nope, not necessarily.
I mean, not necessarily. If you get married, your credit, and the other person's credit, and you're doing stuff together, and you're married.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily?
If you don't want to merge that shit, it doesn't have to happen.
They're already merged. They're already married. They're married.
No, I mean
like if they buy a house together, their credit is merged together.
Yes,
I get it as borrower and co-borrower, so they're merged together.
But here's the thing: if I have saved $200,000 in the bank to buy a house, I'm gonna judge Merla on that, because if Merla has all this money
anyway,
that she claims she has, why didn't you buy your own house? Why wait to get married and find some dude? Buy your own shit. But yet you sitting in some fucking sorry ass, small ass apartment. I'm talking from experience. I came from a small ass, little ass apartment, and I bought my own house because I was tired of waiting for anybody.
Well, maybe at that time. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she likes, certain type of apartment living. She likes that. She says that. There's no problem with that. I don't see an issue with that. But I think when she thinks about marriage, she thinks about marriage and children and a bigger space. So now she's ready to make that investment. Maybe she just wasn't thinking about it before. We don't know how much money she has saved. I don't think that he should be like, the police of her money. He definitely needs to loosen up some. But there's also this compromise that she needs to make as well.
Agreed.
I think his focus is too much on the stuff that she buys that he doesn't deem necessary because of the price tag. If it was shoes and they were $50, I don't think she was buying them every week. I don't think he'd say much. But the fact that they're running $800,
Steve Madden opposed to Louboutin.
Excuse me?
He'd be good. I said if it was Steve Madden opposed to
exactly. If it was like $50, $100, I don't think he'd have a problem. But it's because it's a higher end price tag, like $800 for a pair of shoes. He can't comprehend why that's important.
Why is that important if you're trying to build a life together and you already have your $800 shoes and she wants to buy them every other month? You ain't single anymore, baby. You ain't single anymore, baby. You in a marriage. You're married. When you get married and you want to be married, you're going to have to compromise on some things. And his whole thing was, he said, I get why you would want to, but I don't need that. His whole thing was, I don't need to live in this, that, and the other fancy. I just want to be happy in my own little thing. There is a compromise between the two of them.
But let me ask you this. I get that he said that. And I respected him for saying that. But come on, the reality of this is Gil with his fine ass. Oh Lord, his juicy booty. But I'm just saying, if Gil had a little cred, Gil would be all up in that shit. Do you really think Gil is going to be, when Gil gets all his fame and all his fucking Instagram followers after this show and he's making money, you think Gil is going to be like, I don't want to deal with all of that. I don't want to deal with all that. Gil's going to fucking go with the flow and get his apartment and his house and make his money and do what he's got to do.
He's already picked really nice apartments that he on his own can't afford to appease her. So he's willing to make some, I don't sacrifice because it's not a sacrifice because it's a nice apartment with pools and gyms.
Compromise.
But he's made that compromise. I don't think that 3 years down the line, I don't think he's gonna be buying $800 shoes with his fireman income. I still don't think he'll be that person. He, like his mother said, you dress nice without having to spend that type of money, and you can dress nice without spending that type of money. And Absolutely. The thing is, I don't think he should be so overtly critical of her because she likes those things, and if she can afford them, I'm like, it can't be all the time because of you're trying to merge, but let her have it.
The thing about that is she's like, I want to do that. I want to spend my money because she was poor. I have money. I want to spend my money. Yeah, you can do that if you're single. You're not single anymore. Mm-hmm. You can't just spend your money when you want to spend your money because you have another person to consider. So, and she's made this choice knowing that she's going to be if she doesn't really want to be married, she should just stick to being single and not have anyone tell her what to do and not tell her what she can spend her money on and then be alone for the rest of her fucking life unless she finds some big rich dude who's going to do it and still not going to give a shit about her. But Gil,
I think she's happy with Gil. I think she's very happy with him.
I do too.
But but when he was going in on her face when on the episode when all the couples got together and he started flapping his gums because he was acting like he's Pastor Cal and he's asking everybody and he's saying his shit. She was looking at him. I honestly think that, and let's just get to listen. I'm the moderator right now. So let's just get to the fucking
you all over the place. What?
No, I'm all over the place, but I'm just saying, I think that when it gets to decision day, which is this week, I have a feeling that Gil is gonna say, I want to stay married. And I have a feeling that she is gonna be like, nah, I'm out.
No way in hell.
I swear to Black Jesus that she's going to be like, I'm out. She was looking at him, and I was assessing her body language and her facial expressions when he was talking all his shit, and she was just like, okay. I think she was hurt at the fact that
I am very happy in my relationship.
No,
I am very happy. She says I am very happy in my relationship, even though there could be a snafu like that. He went in on her, which he needed to go in on her because no one goes in on her. But she gives it. She doesn't care about anybody else but herself. I'm glad he went in on her. She's still going to say yes. They're going to still be a couple, but there's going to be issues with her.
I don't think Shahida, get the pen. I'm giving them a no.
What's your percentage then?
I'm giving them a 0%. I'll say 50%. I'm going to say 50% because I'm going to think that Gil is going to say yes and Merla's going to fucking. It depends on how they play this on this episode. If they do Gil first or Merla first. I hope they do Gil first. I think that Gil's going to say yes, that he wants to stay married. And I think that Merla is going to fucking drop kick his ass in the nuts and say no.
for this last week before the decision, Jay, why don't we do individual percentages?
I thought this episode coming up this week is decision day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this podcast, I think we should do individual percentages.
Oh, like what? Okay.
Individual percentages for yes or no.
All right. So I give Gil. TT gives Gil 50% to say yes, and TT gives Merla 0%. That bitch gonna tell that Negro nigga.
Okay.
I'm out. No.
I'm going 90 Gil, 90 Merla. Oh, does it have to add up to 100?
No. That's great. No, that's they're individuals. They're individuals. You're right. I'm gonna give Merla. I'm gonna give her an 85, and I'm gonna give Gil an 80.
Good one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely think that I just have no doubts about her. I could see him saying no before I see her saying no.
Yeah, I see her saying no all day.
Yeah,
it's in the eyes. I look at people's eyes. Her eyes was all out.
Who's next?
Oh well, let's go to
Jose.
Let's go to the people that are easy. Brett and Ryan, 100% on 2. I don't want to have a discussion on Brett and Ryan. 100% on both of them. They ain't making it. We're done. This marriage is over.
I'll give him a 10 and I'll give her a 15.
Lifetime just wants them to get to the couch so that they can fucking pull up all the fucking backstories and all the fucking relays. At the end of the day, they ain't making it. Now we're done. 0-0. Kiss, good night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 0-0. I don't think that either one of them is going to fake the funk anymore.
Mm-mm. Same with Zach and Michaela. That shit ain't happening. They'll get to the couch like Brett and Ryan, and then they'll the experts.
You said they weren't even gonna get to the couch.
That's true. I said they weren't going to get to the couch, but in watching the episodes, they're forcing them to get to the couch.
No, they're not forcing them.
No.
Oh no, the way that it's going, hell, this episode's coming up. They're getting to the couch.
Yeah, but they're not being forced to get to the couch.
I saw the preview, and they're on the couch.
Well, I know. That's what we've been saying. We know they get to the couch. I'm saying they're not forced. You said that
I think all these couples were forced to get to the couch by the
Zach slept with her in the last episode. Asked her to
matter. I just think that the network. I think that shit didn't work out with a lot of these couples, and the network is like, we're gonna get this shit to the couch, and No, they're not going to make it. Nobody's going to make it out of all the 5 couples. Nobody's going to make it.
Okay.
So who are we talking about right now?
We're talking about Zach and Michaela.
Oh, Zach and Michaela. I think
0-0.
No, I think Zach. I think Michaela still wants it. So I'm going to give her a 70, but she won't admit it. Right?
Yeah.
And I think Zach wants it, but doesn't want it with her. So I'm going to give him a 40, which means they're going to let her go first. And she's going to say yes. And they're going to let him go. And he's going to say no. And then Gil and Merla, they're going to let her say yes. They're going to have a start with her. And Gil's going to say yes too.
And they're going to have a little dramatic moment with him.
That's the order.
But I believe he'll say yes. But for Zach and Michaela, again, I can't stress enough how disappointed I was in Zach.
In Zach?
Yes.
Really?
Why?
Because he had a clear out. He could go on about his business. Now at this point, you're fucking with her emotions. And you know she's already batshit crazy. Him sleeping with her again after all that she has done is just reckless. It's just
No, she made a choice to sleep with him. She's gonna
sleep with him all day, every day. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that
you want to be a dumb bitch. You suffer.
I'm not saying that she doesn't have responsibility for her own heart and her own situation. She absolutely does. But when you're any person, you're saying this is not what I want. I don't want this type of behavior. Why are you still entertaining it at this point? Why is Zach still entertaining her at all? You know, so I was very disappointed in the fact that he slept with her again. I mean, it's just beyond stupid.
Well, are you disappointed that he slept with her again, or she slept with him again?
Nope, exactly what I said. I'm disappointed that he asked her to come to his house.
And that dumb bitch went, and they had sex.
Right.
Listen, it is what it is.
That's not my point. My point is that Zach has said a few times that this is not what he wants, that her behavior is not what he wants. So if it's not what you want, then why are you still entertaining it? Why are you still making her think that you have a chance in this marriage? He's definitely what?
It's the TV show.
I agree with you, Shahida.
No, that's too much.
No, I agree with you, Shahida. He just wanted to get his dick wet, and she fell for. He wanted to get his dick wet. She fell for it, and he went in.
So for Zach, I'm thinking I'm gonna give him. I don't think he's gonna say yes. I'm
giving them both a 0. I don't think
I would say for Zach, I would. That's kind of hard. I think I'm going to give him a 0 because I really think that at the end of the day, the sex and all this or whatever, he really doesn't want to be tied down to her, but she really wants this marriage. Mm-hmm. And if it was up to her, I would put her up at 70.
Oh God, you good. I give that bitch a 0.
I agree with you, Shahida. I would say 70. I would say she's a 75.
Yeah.
She really wants it, and he is a 45. He's just
45?
below. Yeah, he's just below wanting it. His bottom line is because I don't think he wants this. I think what his problem is he doesn't want this marriage to be a failure. That's not the marriage itself, but the idea of marriage. He doesn't want to be a failure in what he's always wanted to have. And if he says no, it's going to be a failure. I think that's his biggest draw, biggest.
Yeah, I would have to
agree with it or working with it or dealing with this crazy bitch. If it was anybody else, if it was Bao, if it was anybody else, he'd be fine. But this bitch is extra crazy, extra level crazy, where she doesn't even
a whole nother level.
Acknowledge, like she can't even see. Like he knows I have abandonment issues. Why would he do that? And then you cut to her going, "Go, leave, get out of here, bye." She has no recollection, can't join the two. And if it was anybody else he was married to, Brett, this and the other, who was like, he'd still stick in it. With her, nope.
Nah, he's done.
Not gonna be able to do it. Can I do it? Not gonna be able to do it. Remember that song? Can you do it?
Not gonna be able to go. Yeah, I know.
All right, who's next? Rachel and Jose.
Rachel and Jose.
I don't like them.
They confuse me. Rachel and Jose got me all fucked up. Yeah.
You know what I don't under? Rachel made a very good point. What the hell is wrong with this? I mean, I would hope that she would say no. why do you not want to leave the damn state?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go anywhere.
No, okay, all right. Let me. Okay, as the resident person that lived in Texas, when I tell you, people that are born and bred in Texas, they don't know nothing else. When I got married, and I drove from Boston to Corpus Christi, Texas, that was a 35-hour drive. We drove from Boston to Corpus Christi, Texas, and all we did was, the only time we stopped was to gas up, piss, eat, maybe get one hotel room to take a shower, and then keep it moving. And when I finally resided in Texas, I was like, these people were like, Texas. And I'm like, the fuck are y'all love Texas so much? Then when I drove across the whole state of Texas and didn't leave the state, I'm like, you could drive 24 hours in the state of Texas and never leave the state. That's why these people love Texas. So that's why I get Jose saying, well, we can go to San Antonio, Texarkana. We can go here, there, and everywhere in the great state of Texas. And she's like, well, that's not what I'm talking about. Even though he said we can go to Las Vegas or we can go to California. And she's like, no, that's not a trip to me. A trip
and she even said every 2 years. This is not even a every year big vacation thing. She's to me, that's a huge compromise for her because she likes to go on trips every year. And she's like, I can do every 2 years, and he still can't wrap his head around it. Now, I mean, I know people. I mean, I lived in other states too, and even in Boston, I know people who won't come to Rhode Island from Boston. There are people who are just, they don't want to leave what they know, and I get it. And that just seems to be him. But if you're talking about getting married, you should want to have experiences outside of what you are used to. And for that alone, I think that Rachel should walk the fuck
away. Not walk away. Strut her ass out that bitch. Nigga. Oh, excuse me. She needs to fucking put on her finest outfit, her finest shoes, and sit next to Jose. And when it's time to fucking make a decision, she needs to step up and walk her ass out and be like, bye, bitch. We're done there.
So when they did her little, single or confessional or whatever, and she said, that's a huge deal for me.
Yeah.
And I hope that she really means it, because I feel like if she gives up on that, then she'll give up on a lot of stuff.
She'll give up on everything.
You're right.
A lot of stuff.
On everything.
She's not being unreasonable at all.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
I agree.
So for what do you think her probability of staying?
I give Rachel. I'm gonna give Rachel like 25%.
Wow.
If that. And I'm gonna give Jose 100%. Because I think Jose's coming in. I think Jose's coming in strapped.
You're gonna give him 100? That he's 100% gonna say yes?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chris?
I think Rachel's is an 85, and I think Jose is at an 80. 80.
80?
Oh, I think he's in it. I think he's in it to win it. I think they.
Why less than her?
Because I think if she got shit on like he shit on her and she still stayed, she's in it.
True.
Yeah.
For her to fucking hit, for a motherfucker to lock, I'm your wife and you lock me out of the fucking house and you don't fucking answer your phone, and I have to go to an ex's house, and you tell me to get the fuck out, and I'll help you pack, and you expect me to fucking stay with you, and she stays, that motherfucker's in it for the whole.
No, but here's the thing: she's had time to marinate on that.
I don't give a shit.
I think she's marinated. And she's like,
if a motherfucker says to me one time, "Get your shit and get the fuck out," well, fuck you then. Get out. That's all I mean.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That to me. And you're my husband, and you lock me out, and you lie about it, and you lied about it, and he didn't give a good apology. All that shit we saw, we were like, "Oh my god, I hope she doesn't come back. I hope she's coming back." And now she's back. Oh yeah, it's great. She's in it. She's in.
I don't think so. No, because as a woman, I think that she is like, because she keeps bringing it up, and I think that that's going to be the pain point for her, where she is like, I don't.
But it wasn't. It wasn't a turning point for her. It wasn't even a pivot. She didn't even turn. She's like, oh, okay, I'm back. Even though you did all this shit
with her, I would have agreed with you maybe 2 weeks ago, Tanya. The reason why I don't now is because she constantly keeps saying, no one has loved me like Jose has loved me. And I think it's because he's very demonstrative with, like, you know, touching and the things that he says. And that I know. I'm sick too. But I think that's what she holds on to. And so what he did, and then the way he apologized to her, it would be fermenting in my head too. I would be like, and I wouldn't be able to go forward. But her thing is like, she really does not think that she can find somebody that's going to treat her like he does.
Yep.
Even if we're seeing it and we're thinking he's shitty.
If she had some sense. After that motherfucker said, I'll help you pack. Fuck you, and I'll help you pack, and I'm gonna lock you out. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you, mother. And she did. She says, I don't love you anymore. She turned around real quick, and within 4 weeks. Real quick.
I don't have
that. I'm like, that's why I'm thinking she's going to not marry him. She's not going to stay in this marriage.
But she's been in it. That's what I'm saying. That shit
was Listen, when you're looking at the long term, after the cameras is gone, I think she's going to be like, nah. I think Rachel's going to be like, nah, I don't want to be married.
Not the cameras are gone. We're talking about like on decision day. Do you
on decision day? I think Rachel is going to say no.
You're high now. Now I know you're high.
No, I'm not high.
I know you're drunk. Anyway, so first of all, I'm gonna give 80. What did you give them, Tom? You give them 0 and 100?
No, I did 25.
What did I say? What did I say?
0 and 100.
No, she said 25 to Rachel and 100 to Jose. That's what she said.
Okay, you went up to 25. Okay,
I did.
All right,
and
so
you said
80, 85
Rachel and 80 him. I'm gonna go.
That's right.
I think I'm gonna go with your logic, and I'm gonna go 85 Rachel.
Shut up.
And
you're gonna go with Chris's logic.
Only because like I said, I'm disappointed in her, and
I am too.
All that. I mean, that one episode when she had all that bravado, that was my girl, and I hung in there with her the entire time. But all she keeps saying is that nobody loves her the way he does.
Yeah,
She wants to be married so bad.
85-80.
Yep.
So the last couple is Johnny
and Ba 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 Ba. And I'm gonna I'm sticking to my guns. 0-0. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. I'm done.
Oh God.
I'm done. I have nothing to offer to these two. We're done here. We already know where this is going. 0-0 from TT.
I like the things that Bao said at that pool party.
Yep.
She was extremely logical. She was clear. Johnny was trying to pretend like, oh, I hear her. She hasn't said nothing different than what she has been saying all along. And I think what she said really kind of fit for everybody in the group. You know, she had the most wisdom. But you notice that Michaela gave her some pushback a little, trying to explain what Zach meant, because what Zach was saying when he was basically saying like he could say no but still be in it for the relationship was full of shit. And Michaela was really trying to justify it when Bao was saying that doesn't make sense. Once you say no and the marriage is done, I'm done.
Right.
And if you say no on that day, no, you shouldn't be hanging around trying to fix a relationship. No. So Michaela, you can really see Michaela trying to talk herself into Zach's way of thinking. And as we know, they don't end up together anyway. So if she bends her will to his a little, all she's gonna do is end up more hurt. And that's why I'm so disappointed in him for sleeping with her again. You know, it's a mind game at this point. But I was really proud of Bao. And again, Johnny's just trash. He said nothing of any importance. He did nothing.
Agreed.
All he did was whine again.
Yep.
And lie. He is a pathological liar. He lies about her all the time. So I'm at 10% that Bao would say yes.
Nah, she ain't saying shit. Zero. She ain't saying yes. And if she does, she's stupid as fuck.
And I'm at 5% that Johnny would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Johnny, and honestly, I'll give Johnny 10%. Because I think Johnny, at the last episode, Johnny was feeling himself all up in his shit. So I'll give him 10%, but not Bao ain't feeling his ass.
I don't think she is either, and I hope she keeps that energy. But then there's also that part of her where you see where she thinks working hard. I mean, she gave her example of her parents. It was shit, but they turned it to gold. And she honestly believes that her and Johnny could be, and she's not right. She's not wrong. They could be a great match if he wasn't such a punk.
And
so I think he holds on to that small bit. So there's that small chance that she could say yes.
Correct. Yeah. No, I don't think it's gonna work though. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No. What about you, Chris?
I mean, it makes me sad. I didn't realize Johnny was such a dick.
He is.
And I think he is. I think his percentage of saying yes is 35. And I
really?
think I think he honestly, I think he thinks that there's a shot. I think there's a shot because of traditional things. They've known each other, all that kind of stuff. But mostly it's not gonna, he's already resigned to saying no. He wants to be single again. That's what it is. She, on the other hand, I think has learned really a lot about sacrificing and compromising and something or the other. I still think that she would, if Johnny wasn't a dick, or she's hoping that if Johnny was the way he was when they first started, I think she's still holding on to that. So I'm going to give her, but it's really knocked her down a bit. So I'm going to give her a 65. I think she would say yes. But knowing that he's and I give him a 35. So I don't think that if they go to him first, I wonder if they're gonna go to him first or her first.
I know that would be.
See, here's the thing with the editing. It's like it depends on who goes to who first.
Yeah. They position them to go first too. For better
Yeah,
ratings.
I don't see. I think what Johnny will do on decision day is he'll talk a good game, and then at the very end he'll be like, "No,
no, I disagree. I think that Johnny is going to do just the opposite. I think Johnny's going to speak his mind, and then he's going to be like, because he is who he is, he's going to be like, but let's see how this works out. I think Johnny's going to say yes, and Bao's going to be the one. I think Bao's going to be the one to be like, nah, we good.
Wow. All right. Okay.
So you giving him a 10 or more for saying yes?
Who?
Because you said a 10 for him to say yes, a 10% chance that he'll say
I'm
yes.
saying that I'll give Johnny a 10% yes. Yes. I'm sticking to my guns. I think Bao's going to
10% yes. 100%?
100% yes that Johnny's going to say yes. And I'll give Bao like fucking 5%. Bao's going to be like, nah, I'm good. We're good here.
So she said 100% Johnny and 5% Bao.
Yep.
I think that's it.
He's going to say yes?
I think 100% that Johnny's going to say yes, because he, in the last episode, he was like, I just want to make sure, she's this, that, and the other. He's all in her shit. And Bao's like, whatever, nigga. I said it. And I'm not white, people. I'm just going to put the shit out there. Everybody that's going to question on YouTube. I'm a black bitch.
So 100 and...
She said 5.
5 for Bao.
I'm going to give 5% on Bao. But I'm giving Bao a break. Because I really hope, and I really think that Bao, when decision day, Bao is going to play her position like she's been playing for the whole season and giving her a series of stories. She's going to tell a story. And then Johnny's going to think that she's in it, and she's going to be like, yeah, no, I want a divorce. Bye, bitch.
I would hope that every mean and nasty thing he said to her these last few weeks just rings in her head, because I just don't see how, as a human being, I was going to say a woman, anyone could get past, just like Rachel getting past get the fuck out. I don't see how anybody can get past that, because that would sting in my head all the time. And so with Bao, I mean, but I know that if Johnny would work with her and he wasn't such an awful person, they would have a good marriage. They would have a good marriage. They were fun. They were having fun. Bao has constantly shown week after week that, that she can grow and that she could, reach outside herself. I commend her. She has been a wonderful addition, but him.
Yeah, anyway, we're done with him.
So I'm gonna stick with my 5% Johnny and 10% Bao.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Chris.
So that's it.
No, I already gave mine.
Are we good?
Chris gave 35 Johnny, 65 Bao.
Yeah. That's everybody, right?
Yep, that's everybody.
That was such a boring episode last week. I'm so
It was. And here we are.
It was like the last two are just filler episodes and nobody cares about them. It was hard getting through 2 hours. Okay. I hope that where are they supposed to be the next season? In San Diego? No.
I don't know. And I don't even know if I'm going to watch that, to be honest with you, at this point. I'm done.
I know my punk ass is going to watch it. I think that they were...
I want to watch something else. 90 Day Fiance. Fucking love it. Ready to Love. I'm ready to watch something else.
Y'all, you got a nice little break. You got a nice little break. That's for sure.
Break there.
Mm-hmm. But I know I'll probably be watching it. I think I think they're going to be in San Diego.
I think so.
I think it's San Diego.
San Diego's gonna be nice though.
I would be interested to see. Well, you know, this whole season was just. I don't think I remember season 1. Every couple was this bad.
This is the worst season ever of Married at First Sight, and I don't think anybody's gonna make it after that couch. I'm just saying that. Listen, this decision day coming up, everybody. Ain't nobody walking out hand in hand.
Decision day is a 2-parter.
Of course, it always is.
It's a 2-parter. So that's literally 4 freaking hours.
I don't think anybody, at the end of the day, out of the 2 episodes, nobody's walking out of there hand in hand and in love and in married. Not gonna happen. We're good here.
All right, so we got to get this one out because we were definitely late again.
Yeah, we're late again. It is what it is.
All right, well, we can close out until Thursday.
Right. Now till Thursday. All right. Bye, everybody. Don't hang up, y'all, because you know I got to do my sound. Where's my mouse? Here we go.